Ever wonder why getting a simple permit or renewing a passport in one place takes literally 5 minutes on your phone, while in another it's a complete bureaucratic nightmare of endless lines, missing files, and unreturned phone calls? Like, what is actually happening behind the scenes to make government services either incredibly fast or just incredibly frustrating? Well, let's dive into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to look under the hood of the state. We'll be using some fantastic source material on the mechanics of good governance to see exactly how strong institutions are built, and honestly, why they matter so much to you.
So, to diagnose how this machine works, here's our roadmap. We'll cover 1. Mandates over political signals, 2. The executive's crucial role, 3. Predictable services for citizens, 4. The Ask Once rule, and finally 5. Digital islands connected by law. Let's jump right in.
Okay, Section 1. Mandates over political signals. Every machine needs an engine, right? And for a government, that engine is its institutions. But there's a huge difference in what actually drives them. Imagine an institution that operates purely on political signals. It's kind of like a rusty motor, just sitting there, waiting for instructions from the top. It literally doesn't move until a politician says go. And the result? Always delayed service and weakened governance. Now compare that to an institution running on its legal duties. Totally different ballgame. The law itself, as defined by Parliament, gives the institution its mandate. So once that law is passed, leadership has a legal and moral duty to act proactively. They aren't sitting around waiting for a memo from the executive branch. This creates consistent service and gives them independent professional autonomy. It's really the core difference between a broken, reactive system and a functional, proactive one.
Moving on to Section 2, the executive's crucial role.
If institutions are the engine running on these legal tracks, the executive branch, they're the fuel. Their job is absolutely vital, but, and this is a big but, they shouldn't be grabbing the steering wheel. To keep things running smoothly, they need to provide the essentials. We're talking adequate budgets, the right human resources, and modern tools, technology, and infrastructure. They also have to step in and clear out administrative bottlenecks. But the absolutely crucial point here is that last one: freedom from disruptive interference. Institutions simply cannot meet their legal obligations if they are starved of resources or constantly micromanaged. The executive has to enable them, supply them, and then get out of the way and let them do the job the law requires them to do.
There's a quote from our source material that just hits the nail on the head when it comes to why this high-level theory actually matters to us. Empowered institutions deliver empowered citizens. When the government machine is properly fueled and running autonomously on its legal mandate, the everyday citizen is the ultimate winner. You get exactly what you're entitled to without having to know someone on the inside.
Which brings us to Section 3, Predictable Services for Citizens.
So what does this well-oiled machine actually produce on the ground? It produces what we can call the citizen's guarantee. According to our source material, citizens completely deserve predictable, timely, and fair services. When you submit a complete application for something, a 3-step workflow should kick into gear instantly. Step 1, your application is accepted immediately. Step 2, you get a definitive service delivery date right then and there. And Step 3, the service is delivered on or before that exact date. Just think about how refreshing that would be. Constant uncertainty erodes our confidence in the state, but predictability builds deep, essential trust.
Section 4, the Ask Once rule.
You know, there is probably nothing that destroys citizen trust faster than filling out a mountain of forms with information that government actually already has. We have all felt the pain of submitting the same birth certificate for the 5th time, right? Well, the solution to this universal frustration is the Ask Once principle. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the rule that citizens should not repeatedly provide information that already exists somewhere in government systems. Instead of making you do all the administrative heavy lifting, the government uses secure encrypted APIs to share data internally. It basically connects those isolated digital silos. This reduces delays, skyrockets accuracy, and just makes the whole experience a million times better.
And to put that into perspective, here is exactly the kind of data we're talking about. Secure systems should automatically pull your national ID data. They should cross-reference birth and death records, check business registration details, instantly verify tax and property info, and seamlessly confirm immigration or residency status. Basically, if one branch of the government already knows it, the other branches should be able to securely access it, period. No more asking you to go make another photocopy.
Finally, Section 5, Digital Islands Connected by Law. Now, to make systems like Ask Once a reality, we need some serious structural upgrades. Our source raises a really fascinating point about geography.
For a country spread across many dispersed islands, equal digital access is a strict necessity. It's definitely not some optional nice-to-have upgrade. Because think about it, if government services are only available in person in the capital city, then citizens on remote islands are fundamentally disempowered. Physical distance literally demands a digital-first approach to governance.
To bridge those physical gaps, institutions have to adopt essential digital platforms. We're talking mobile service apps, fully online submission and approval systems, digital identity verifications, automated notifications, and true remote service delivery. This is the only way to guarantee equal access for a citizen living on the farthest island, just as much as it does for a visitor, an investor, or a resident right in the main city.
But actually, here is the catch. You can't just build a fancy app and expect it to fix everything. Digital tools only work if the underlying rules are on the exact same page. The laws have to clearly define responsibilities. The regulations need to actually support efficient workflows, not bog them down. Mandates must specify exact inputs and service standards. And those digital information pathways? They have to be thoroughly documented and fully automated. This behind-the-scenes alignment is what ensures institutions function as one coordinated system rather than a bunch of confusing, isolated units.
When you put the whole shebang together, when the legal engine runs perfectly, when the executive fuels it without interfering, when services become predictable and digital, the macro-level results for national stability are just massive. Corruption goes way down. Political interference is minimized. Public trust goes through the roof. And ultimately, national development accelerates. A nation is simply only as strong as its institutions.
So, after diagnosing the mechanics of good governance in this explainer today, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Think back to your very last interaction with a state service. Was your government making you do the heavy lifting, or were their institutions truly working for you? The blueprint for efficient, empowered governance is out there. It's really just a matter of putting the mechanics into practice. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.